Oakland County Board of Commissioners meeting to order at 6:47 p.m. And I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Commissioner Cavell. Here. Commissioner Erickson Galt. Here. Commissioner Gershenson is absent with notice. Commissioner Gingell. Here. Commissioner Hoffman.
Present.
Commissioner Johnson.
Here.
Commissioner Joliet.
Here.
Commissioner Long.
Here.
Commissioner Lubes. Commissioner Markham.
Here.
Commissioner Miller.
Here.
Commissioner Nelson.
Here.
Commissioner Powell. Here. Commissioner Smiley.
Here.
Commissioner Smith Charles.
Present.
Commissioner Spiz.
Present.
Commissioner Taylor.
Here.
Commissioner Weipert. Here. Commissioner Woodward.
Here.
Mr. Chair, there is quorum.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to hand the gavel over to our Finance Chair, Gwen Markham.
And I will recognize our Chair, Dave Woodward, who will be bringing us the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise. Thank you. Is this on? Hello, hello, hello? Can you hear me? Oh, it's on, okay. You can bow your head. As we embark on very challenging times for working families all across this country, and particularly here in Oakland County, that are staring down challenges to food access with the risk of SNAP not being funded, the risk of losing health care because of the dysfunction in Washington, let us all remember that our task and duty is to look out for the people that we were tasked to serve. And while we might not always agree, that we have always found common ground to make certain that we take care of our most vulnerable. And so as we go through tonight's meeting and over the coming months, let's keep those who are struggling most in our hearts. As we go into the holiday season, remember and commit to each other to do better, be better, and support one another. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Commissioner Markham. Next up, we have approval of the minutes from the October 16th meeting. Is there a motion? Moved by Commissioner Lube, seconded by Commissioner Long. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Nay. Let the record reflect that the minutes have been approved. Moving on to approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Moved by Commissioner Lube, seconded by Commissioner Long. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the agenda say aye. 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 Opposed say nay. Let the record reflect that the agenda has been approved unanimously. Next up, we have a public hearing. For those in the audience, we are required by law to conduct public hearings before advancing a brownfield plan. And so this is the public hearing that I will declare open at 6:51 p.m. for Orchard Shops brownfield plan located at 4210 Orchard Lake Road. And is there anyone from the public here to address the board at this public hearing? Seeing none, I will close that public hearing, and that will bring us to presentations. We've got a few proclamations and a couple presentations this evening. And first up, I will call on Commissioner Yolanda Smith Charles to present someone that's no stranger to anyone in this chamber, and I'll go out on a limb and say almost anyone in this county. And we'll be joined by our other parks commissioners, commissioners that serve on the Oakland County Parks Commission Board, Commissioner Long, Commissioner Ann Erickson Galt. Commissioner Smith Charles.
Thank you, Chair. James David Vanderveen, would you please make your way to the front? And if Chris would like to come up, we'd love to have you there. And is there anyone else in the audience from Oakland County Parks today? Okay, wonderful. Oh, come on up, be represented. One of our Oakland leader people, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Great. Oakland County Board of Commissioners proclaims or proclamation honoring J. David Vanderveen, whereas those remarkable, such as J. David Vanderveen, who devote themselves and their careers to public services, are deserving of recognition and gratitude. And whereas
Whereas with a lifelong love of the outdoors and commitment to operational excellence, Mr. Vanderveen was appointed to the Oakland County Parks Commission as a delegate in 1998. He has subsequently elected to a seat where he has served for 21 years, the last 13 as vice chair. His impressive legacy of thoughtful leadership was critical during his more than 2-decade tenure, which spanned times of stagnant park investment during the Great Recession of 2008, as well as vigorous financial support via voter-approved millages in 2021 and 2024. And whereas,
upon his retirement from the commission on September 1st, 2025, Mr. Vanderveen was an integral part of the team that has helmed an unprecedented transformation of the park system. Variety and access now abound in areas of the county where there was once a dearth of park availability, with the system poised to grow to a total of 19 parks in the next few years. Further, park entry and parking are now free for all county residents, and Mr. Vanderveen's key decision-making helped set the foundation for improved park facilities, expanded programs, and a future focused on preservation of green spaces for generations to come. And whereas,
you could finish.
okay.
Mr. Vanderveen's dedication to the county is not limited to his work on the Parks Commission. In 2022, he retired from Oakland County as the longest tenured employee with not 5, not 10, not 20, but 55 years of exemplary service. As the director, As the Director of Central Services, Mr. Vanderveen oversaw operations at the Oakland County International Airport, which grew to have a regional economic impact of $1 billion annually during his management. He presided over the first Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design Gold Certified General Aviation Airport Terminal in the country, and the completion of the state's first fuel water separator, a strategic environmental development that keeps aircraft fuel from entering the sewer system. In recognition of his many accomplishments, Mr. Vanderveen inducted into the Michigan Aviation Hall of Fame in 2017. And whereas on the special occasion of Mr. Vanderveen's retirement from the Oakland County Parks Commission, we join his colleagues to honor his many contributions that have led to improvements in the physical, mental, and financial well-being of the county and its residents. Now, therefore, David T. Woodward, Chair of the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, Commissioners Yolanda Smith-Charles, Christine Long, and Ann Erickson Galt, and the entire Oakland County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim special commendation to J. David Vanderveen. We wish him the very best in his retirement.
I just want to say, Dave, you will be sorely missed. I've known you 23 years. You are an asset to Oakland County. I've served on, I figured it out last night when I saw, knew we were giving the presentation to you. I served on Parks Commission with you 17 years. You will sorely be missed. I loved you on Parks Commission. Your insight and your historical knowledge is going to be greatly missed. So best of luck. But I'm going to still serve with them on Airport Committee, hopefully. Chairman Woodward.
Chris wanted to-
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Sounds like Chris.
Well, I just wanted to mention next Wednesday, Dave Vanderveen is not only going to be an extraordinary leader in person, but also a place, as we are naming a special part of Independence Oaks, where Dave goes almost every day. For Dave Vanderveen, it'll be Vanderveen Point, and I hope you can make it. What time is it at? 1 o'clock, thank you. Yeah, 1 o'clock Wednesday. Yeah, please join us.
Mr. Vanderveen didn't want to have to make any comments because he didn't want to bore us. However, I encouraged him, just 30 seconds, we have to hear your voice to analyze this moment in time.
Thank you, Yolanda. And my fellow Parks and Recreation cohorts here, the three of them.
Yes.
And Chris Ward, of course, our very capable executive director. I knew I was old, but I didn't know I did that much. Wow. Well, thank you very much. As Yolanda said, I don't want to bore you tonight with a long speech. I will make some comments Wednesday if you can join us out at the Independence Oaks at the point that Chris referred to, and you're all invited. Thank you so much.
For those in the audience, there was Dave Vanderveen, and then there was the airport.
That's true.
Thank you, my friend. It's good to see you. Our next proclamation will be presented by Commissioner Angela Powell.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you. So today I have the honor of honoring one of my constituents who actually has been helping our little kids, well, K through 12. And I'll read more, but she's done 52 years and still going. So let me introduce you all to Miss Rosie Lee Myers. Whereas the unwavering dedication of public employees such as Rosie Myers, whose years of service and commitment to meeting the needs of our most cherished members of society, our children, warrants celebration. And whereas for more than half a century, Ms. Myers has helped ensure students in the school district of the city of Pontiac have had access to wholesome, nutritious foods to fuel their learning. As cafeteria manager, Ms. Myers abides by the school's district local wellness policy, which promotes whole and enriched grains, foods low in fat and sugar, and healthy snacks. Ms. Myers started as a substitute cafeteria worker in September of 1973, earning permanent status just for a few months. During her tenure, she demonstrated stability and reliability, missing very few days of work and helping with summer food programs. And I can say, I can attest to that because I was a student there as well, and I remember Ms. Myers. And I went to school with her son, Adam Myers. Even with 52 years of service with the district, Ms. Myers is still passionate about what she does and the students she serves with no immediate plans for retirement. She is a well-known friendly face for many and has made countless connections with students she's provided food for over the years. I'm one of them. And whereas born in Mississippi, Ms. Myers has been a resident of Pontiac since 1970, when she moved to Michigan with the urging and assistance of her sister. She raised her family here and is a beloved mother to 7 children. Oh, I didn't know, Adam, you had all them siblings. I'm sorry, Ms. Myers. I didn't know that, I just thought it was Adam. 7 children and grandmother to 1. Outside of work, Ms. Myers enjoyed relaxing with one of her favorite television programs, The Family Feud, and supporting the many activities of her church, Pontiac's Friendship Missionary Baptist, and whereas on the very special occasion of her 52nd year with the cafeteria program at the school district of the city of Pontiac, we joined with her son Adam and his 6 siblings, her partner of 54 years, John, and her colleagues and friends to recognize Ms. Myers for her longevity of service and the many contributions she made to the school students of Pontiac. Now, therefore, David T. Woodward, Chair of the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, Commissioner Angela Powell, and the entire Oakland County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim special commendations to Rosie Myers. We are very grateful for all she has done throughout her truly impressive length of employment, attested on this 30th day of October. Ms. Myers, can you come up, please? Can she come up here, or did I need to bring her mic? Is she okay? Did you want to say some words? You want to say something? Okay, come on. No, thank you. You took care of us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I don't usually do a lot of speaking,
It's okay. Just a couple words.
but I was told I had to be here. He didn't say why. He said for him. And I got to thinking, for you. Yeah. He said, remember when I needed you there when I graduated? Well, I need you with me tonight. That was what he told me. But me, I don't really like surprises, so I kept asking, well, what is it about? He said, board meeting. I said, board meeting? Well, why is that on Telegraph? I don't know, that's just what she told me. So I didn't ask no more questions. He don't like to, he likes surprises, but he don't like to, tell them. So I said, okay, I'll be there. I worked. They had a doctor's appointment, but I said, I'll be there. I got here and I asked him, I said, she said something about people to be recognized. What is it about? And then I got to thinking, he called me one day from work and asked me, when did you start? How many schools you worked at? How long you been here? And then it started clicking. When I was sitting there, it started clicking. I said, he did this. I said, he did this. But okay, you got one over on me this time. I hope you're happy. But I'm proud of him. And I thank him for always looking out for me. Because I do a lot for people, but I don't ask so much back. That's just me.
Well,
But I want to thank everyone that had a part in this. Thank you. Just thank you. I appreciate it. I'm honored. I can't say enough. I'm full now. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're gonna stand up and take a picture.
Oh, okay. Hold my cake. Look, hold my cake.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Hey. All right, we've got two, what I know to be fantastic presentations this evening before we get to the business of today's meeting. First up, something that's no stranger to this chamber, that this chamber and this board worked very hard to make certain that the DIA not only continues to be a great a great institution for the region to enjoy, but also being incredible great partners bringing the museum into all of our communities across the county. And so I'd like to invite the team, Julie McFarland and obviously our Executive Director Salvador Solort Pons, to come up and give us an update. The DIA is really great about keeping us informed about all the great happenings at the museum, but I don't think there's a single person in this room that doesn't fully understand the local community impact that the DIA has. So, Salvador, thank you very much for being here and the team.
Thank you, Chair Woodward, and thank you for the Commission for allowing us to come here and speak a little bit about the DIA and the progress that we've made in the last year. We're so proud to serve the residents of Oakland County, and we're going to be presenting, but I hope that we will hear some good questions like you always do and amazing feedback so we can continue to improve our service and bring the best art to our communities. We have 2 team members here, Julie McFarland, who is the Executive Director of Public Affairs and Community Engagement, and Judith Dolkar, our Deputy Director for Art, Education, and Programs. Also in the room, we have the chairs of the Art Institute Authority, Swaran Rajpal, who is with the entire Arts Authority, our partner and co-creator and co-curator of all the things that we do for the residents of Oakland County. And with that, I'm going to let Julie speak.
Thank you and good evening. And thank you, Chair Woodward, for being generous with time. We're going to try to keep this to about 10 minutes. And as Salvador said, happy to take any questions or comments or suggestions when we're done. Also joining us tonight, our Senior Vice President of Learning and Audience Engagement, Tony Smith, and Ian Rapnicki's on my team as well. Hopefully these folks are familiar to the commissioners. We're available for questions, comments, or if you want to plan a trip to the museum, make sure you reach out to us and we'll take care of that. So I'm just going to do just a quick overview of benefits and services for Tri-County residents. So of course, free general admission. That is the thing that makes the museum accessible to all county residents. Since the beginning of the millage in 2013, we have welcomed over 1 million Oakland County residents for free visits to the museum. Our goal every year is to increase engagement, so we are on track to have more Oakland County residents come enjoy everything the museum has to offer this year over last year. And that's the work that we do. We know communication is key, so we're always developing new ways to introduce the museum to people who may not be familiar and welcome people who've been there back, make sure they know that there's always something new going on. Our permanent collection is fabulous, but near the end of the presentation, Judas is going to go over some of the special exhibitions. So, and then Tony's team certainly does a great job providing all kinds of really wonderful public programming. So always something new, 12 artworks to inspire. Commissioners, you should have all those in your folders. I think there's 2, one for you, maybe one to pass on to a neighbor, a friend, someone who may not have been in the museum in a long time. The 12 artworks in there are really just to give people an idea of the breadth of the collection, maybe pique some curiosity or find something that really, they identify with and come down to the museum. And then millage benefits, there's a page in our quarterly calendar. There's an image of that here. We recently tapped into the library network, so they are going to act as a distribution point for us, so look for those when you go to your library. And you all are experts at communicating with your residents, so any ideas you have for me or for us, be happy to hear those. The school program and the senior program, so our K through 12 school field trip program. We bring in students from across Oakland County. We also provide transportation for those group visits. So our commitment is about 16,000 students a year. Right now, we're a little over 12,000, so we think we're going to get pretty close to the 19 or 20,000 student mark this year. Of course, we have teacher professional development, working with these teachers so that when they bring their kids to the museum, they have the tools to sort of extend that experience in the classroom after. And then our senior group program. Kind of the highlight of this program right now is Melodies at the Museum. I know I have been sending an email to all of you the week before our Melodies, letting you know what groups from your communities are coming to the museum. So if you ever find yourself available, great time to connect with your residents and come enjoy that program. We commit to bring at least 60 groups a year. Last year, I think we hit 115 for Oakland County. So we have really good engagement with the senior groups in Oakland County, but there's always room for more. And then I'm just going to finish up my part of the presentation before I hand it over to Judith, talking a little bit about Community Partnership Program. So hopefully everyone here is familiar with Inside Out. These are the partners that we worked with last year, and this is where we bring these high-quality reproductions from the collection out into the community, and we work with our community partners to sort of tune that in, pick some images that are interesting to them, and place them in locations in their community so residents can see a little bit of the DIA closer to home. Hopefully that piques their curiosity to come down to the museum. We also added the digital component this year. So rather than when you encounter a piece in the community, if you scan the QR code, it kind of blows up and shows you what that is part of the whole program, where to find more in Oakland County, where to find more in Macomb and Wayne County. So we have selected new partners for 2026. This is an open application process, so that happens during the summer. So we're looking forward to working with a whole new roster of groups next year. And then our Partners in Public Art mural program, we really got going on this in Oakland County last year. We did a mural in Hazel Park, and we did one in Farmington. This year, we're working with Lathrop Village, Southfield, and Pontiac. And you all should have received an email from me promoting the open application for this. So the application for this program for 2026 is open through the end or through the middle of November. So I'll be sure and re-forward that to you. And then I just want to share, and under community partnership programs, we also have drop-in art making at fairs and festivals is another way for us to get out into Oakland County communities. There's a whole roster of community partnership programs that we execute to fulfill our agreement for services for Oakland County residents. But before we move to exhibitions, I do want to share a little video that we did that sort of commemorates the work that we did on the Hazel Park mural. When we are done with the work, you have a mural, but the process by which that comes to be is very rich and very community informed. And I want to share this video to just give you a little bit of an idea of what goes into these projects.
I like making a statement. I enjoy loud, bright, obnoxious. I like making people stare, whether it's for good reasons or bad reasons. It matches with my personality, I guess. Style for me, it's been something that I've always trying to figure out and find out what my style is, but never really nailed that down, I don't think. Just as the years go on, it changes a little bit. It's just kind of how I go about my practice, is just always evolving, not really stuck to one style or anything, and just like letting whatever come out, come out. As a kid, one of my first memories creatively was going to the DIA with my grandparents. There was a Van Gogh exhibit, I believe. And I don't really remember much about the paintings. I just kind of remember the colors, the reds and the oranges and these umbers and these ochres. I remember feeling so calm, and it stuck with me the longest time. There's definitely slight hints of Van Gogh in my work, I would say, just soaking up like a sponge over the years. Of course, the Diego Rivera murals are so phenomenal, just seeing all the intricacies and how he kind of hid certain people he knew in the paintings, and just the story he tells throughout it. It's a marvel, I love it. So it's called a doodle grid. It's kind of similar to like a mathematical grid where an artist just does squares, but it's a little bit more free-formed and fun. You just kind of scribble all over the wall, take a photo of the scribbles, put your design over top, and make your design halfway see-through. So now you can see, oh, the shoulder line, it runs through the circle, and then it comes up through the triangle. They're little mapping points for me to look at my iPad and say, I'm on the right track, or I better move over a foot to the left. Being a library, I really wanted to do some kind of storybook theme. And I also wanted to have some kind of nod to the history of the neighborhood. The biggest thing that struck out to me was the horse racing track that used to be here in Hazel Park. Kind of fused the storytelling with the horse racing. So on this mural, there's going to be two kids reading a book, and the book's kind of coming to life, and out of the book, there's going to be horse races emerging. The future of Hazel Park is learning about the past, so it's a nice kind of synergy there. As the years have gone on, I've really been focused on trying to tell some sort of story. In the first couple of years, it's just about getting my skills up to par and just trying to get better. And of course, I'm still doing that, always trying to get better. But I feel comfortable enough with what my hands can do now. So I'm really just trying to focus on certain things that I can say or ideas that I can put out there into the world.
And two things. I don't think you're supposed to stand on a ladder with one foot or bounce around like he did. And this artist is the artist that was actually selected to do the mural this summer in Pontiac. So you'll see a little bit more of his work coming up as the year winds down. So I just want to introduce Judith Dolkart, Deputy Director of Art Education Programs, to just walk through the exhibitions that are on view right now. I don't know how we click it again. There you go. Good evening, everyone. We've had a very exciting fall at the DIA. Lots of openings. Right now and running until November 2nd, we have our 13th annual Ofrendas celebrating the Day of the Dead. Every year, we invite members of the community to submit proposals for altars or offerings to memorialize and honor loved ones who have passed in the year. This is tremendously popular. Tons of school kids come to see it, and this year it has been installed all around the museum. So if you want to come and see it, we'll give you a map, and then you can find them. They are absolutely stunning this year. And then at the end of September, we opened an amazing exhibition, Contemporary Anishinaabe Art, a continuation. This exhibition includes 90 works from approximately 60 artists who come from the Anishinaabe tribes of the Great Lakes. You will see a wide variety of paintings, photography, quill work, costume, jewelry. It's an amazing presentation of works that both call on the past, but innovate for the future. And I should say that we worked with an advisory committee of Anishinaabe artists who helped us identify artists to invite to propose their works for inclusion in the exhibition. Right now, we have embarked on an exciting reinstallation of our modern and contemporary collections, so they are mostly not on view right now. However, we did install highlights from the modern collection. There are 65 works on view, and these include favorites like Van Gogh, Cézanne, O'Keeffe, and Picasso. It's a spectacular little show. It's adjacent to the Rivera Court, so it's very easy to find. And then on October 18th, we opened Reimagining African American Art. This is a reinstallation of our African American collection. It's been about 2 years in the works. It's both a chronological and thematic presentation of this collection. It starts with, in the 1840s, with abolition. It moves through the Harlem Renaissance, the Black Arts Movement, and to other abstract art movements of the 80s. We're super excited about this. This is sort of step one, because the rest of our African American collection will be installed with our contemporary galleries, which will open in about a year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judith. Chair Woodward, if we could have some questions from the commission, we're happy to answer.
Certainly. We have time for a few questions. So commissioners have any questions for anybody of the DIA team? Commissioner Gingell.
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say that my understanding is that the best inside-out town was Lake Orion, so hopefully we stay on the list. Thank you.
You got it.
Okay, there's a challenge. Any other questions? Commissioner Miller.
Thank you, Chair. So I've noticed in my district, I tell people about, because you can go to the DIA you go to the Institute of Art for free, right? Being Oakland County, there's a lot of people that do not know that. How can we reach them as commissioners? I mean, we can put it on Facebook and what have you, or social media, but how can we reach them? Because this was just a neighbor of mine that I've known. I'm like, he brought up art, I was like, you can go.
Yeah, so I mean, that is not uncommon. We try to message that, as much as we can. We have a huge Facebook following, but thank you for that question. One of the things, and I think I sent it maybe 6 weeks ago, I've been sending to the commissioners little like blurbs and excerpts that you can put into your newsletters. So I'm going to continue to send that to you, and we are going to create like a generic free admission one. So if it's not about an exhibition, there'll be something evergreen. So, I'm hoping that might be helpful to the commissioners, and that would certainly be helpful to us, in using some of your communication methods to spread the word. And, we're always looking for new ideas. As we wrap up the year, we're going to do a nice ad buy in all the local C&G newspapers, because we've got a lot of great special exhibitions up right now. I mean, aside from special exhibitions, it's still a great place to come, but they're free with general admission too. So I'm happy to take suggestions and kind of keep up with everyone here and see if we can work together to work on that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Joliet.
Hi. Not so much a question, but just we're down there probably twice a year, and we usually go to the Detroit, your film theater, which is wonderful, and then we'll walk around the rest of the place. So anyway, thank you. I don't know if a lot of people know about what a nice theater that it is there and the programming.
Yeah, we have a great program with the DFT now. We are playing, screening some films related to the Anishinaabe exhibition, and obviously we will do the Oscar shorts in February and March, beginning of March. It's a great place to come with the family and spend a Saturday or a Friday or sometimes Thursday, just on Sunday, to watch films that you don't find in commercial theaters. They're really, really special. So thanks for bringing that up, and yeah, we are very proud of it.
Excellent. Commissioner Johnson, followed by Commissioner Cavell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just two quick things. One, I'm there as often as I can be. Fluffy question. The highlights of the modern collection is super cool because it's presented in an old school European gallery style, which you don't see a whole lot of. I don't think I've ever seen it in Detroit. And anyway, I hope the reception is fun on that one because it is such a different presentation. Not my question, actually. How is the endowment doing? I know that was a real point of priority when this whole relationship started. I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, thanks for the comment on the installation of the Mother Masters. It's quite beautiful, and people are loving it just for the very reasons that you mentioned. With regards to the endowment, we continue to work very hard on strengthening it. Right now, it's 470 million. Our goal is by 2032, bring it to 800 million. So we made great progress, but it's still a lot of work to do ahead of us.
Great, thank you. Commissioner Cavell.
Thank you. I was wondering, because you got me thinking, you had Kurosawa films recently.
Yeah.
You have the Anishinaabe exhibit. Where do you, and if this is a longer conversation, but since there's a lot of us here, can you give us just a teaser of like how you come up with the exhibits or the features and what that process looks like? Just under the hood a little bit.
So yeah, absolutely. How we come up with exhibitions is always a teamwork in the museum, and also is listening to the community. We really want to meet the community where their needs are, and therefore we want to hear and understand what they want to see in the museum. So that has created a wonderful dialogue with the community. They tell us ideas, and then we take these ideas and transform them with our expertise internally into museum quality products. I mean, the Anishinaabe exhibition is quite a perfect example for it, and we work with the Native American tribes, have an advisory board. As Judith was mentioning, when we did the car design exhibition was also something that came from the community, or when we did the Van Gogh exhibition, the community also wanted a Van Gogh exhibition. So, Star Wars is a good example as well, so there is this relationship that we have. We always check, and all our exhibitions coming up have that community factor and their internal discussions, and also funding, because The millage is wonderful, and we're so grateful, but the millage does not cover for the expenses related to exhibitions. So all the exhibitions that we do, we fundraise for them. And our goal is always to break even. So we keep the museum's finances healthy.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah, sure, please.
Just to build on what Salvador said about responding to the community, we have relocated the African American collection. It is now adjacent to the Rivera Court at the very center of the museum. We wanted to make sure that this collection was as accessible as it could be. We have a lot of school children who come to see the collection. We heard from the community that that collection was hard to find, and we've now put it right at the center of the museum so everyone can find it very easily.
Just have a final comment, a final teaser for the commission.
Wait, before you do that, Commissioner Smiley.
Sorry. Yes, sorry. Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I have to. The DIA is such a wonderful treasure. I went to art school right behind you, at the Center for Creative Studies many years ago. And I spent a lot of time at the DIA, and I don't get there anywhere near as often as I'd like, nowadays. But when I do get there with my family or just with my wife, I'm glad it's there. I hope it's never, not there. Anyway, thank you for coming in tonight, and thanks for the good memories.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. Please share that information with your friends, with your family, with neighbors. And you really can help us raise awareness about free admission, about our exhibitions. The museum is here to serve the community, so we want to do things that the community wants to see. I wanted to also mention that a part of our modern and impressionist collection is going to be installed in the city of Rome in Italy for an exhibition that will be opening in December. Part of our galleries are being upgraded in the modern and contemporary wing. So while we are doing the work, some parts of our collection are traveling, and this specific one is going to be opening in Rome. It will be on view at the Ara Pacis, which is a very beautiful exhibition space in the city center of Rome, and it will be there on view until the end of May. And after that, we'll go to Korea, to Seoul, and come back and at the end of the year, at the end of the summer for the reinstallation. And for next year, we are preparing an exhibition on Georgia O'Keeffe, which is going to be phenomenally beautiful. And in 2027, we are organizing an exhibition on the Italian painter Caravaggio. Caravaggio painted 60 works, more or less, and we're bringing to Detroit 25 Caravaggios. It will be the most important Caravaggio exhibition ever organized in the United States, and it will be, and we are working with the Italian and the US government, the most important cultural event between Italy and the United States in 2027, and it will be at the DI. Thank you so much for your attention today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Salvador, Judith, Julie. It was no small feat, and Commissioner Gingell and I were in the front line. Commissioner Smiley, you mentioned about making sure it was available to everybody. There were some economic dire times that we overcame, and to see a county vote in the affirmative in every precinct across this county to continue to support the DIA is a testament of the commitment of the DIA to make certain that the museum didn't just stay a place that you had to go and be inside, that you brought it outside to everybody. And the presentation is a testament. You've not only kept that word, but you've blown away all expectations. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Our next presentation is no stranger to this chamber. Do I have to duck? No. Wait. Mr. Richard Bell and the Kids First Initiative. For those who've never met Mr. Bell, his enthusiasm for science and learning and children is contagious, and we always look forward to having you come back. And so, Mr. Bell, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Where did you go?
Welcome to the AI Lab. Everyone deserves an AI opportunity.
Hello, my name is Richard Bell. I see some new faces. I see some old friends. Please allow me to introduce to you Mr. AI. He is our new guest instructor and my co-presenter for tonight. We are here on behalf of the AI Lab. The AI Lab is a place where we build AI infrastructure in the form of human capital.
All right, I'll keep it nice and quiet from here. Until you need me again, just give me a shout when you're ready for feedback.
Technology. Mr. AI, can you say hello to all of the commissioners and tell them how much we appreciate them allowing us to present here today?
Of course, Mr. AI steps up and says with a smile, hello to all the commissioners. We just want to say a huge thank you for having us here today. We really appreciate the chance to share our ideas with you.
Do we have any commissioners who have constituents that speak Spanish? By show of hands. Mr. AI, can you say a big hello to all of the citizens who speak Spanish and make them feel welcome in Spanish?
Of course, Mr. AI happily switches to Spanish. Hola a todos nuestros comisionados y ciudadanos que hablan español. Nos alegra muchísimo que estén aquí y queremos darles una cálida bienvenida. Gracias por acompañarnos hoy. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to add.
Mr. AI, do we have any commissioners that have constituents that might speak Hindi? I know that's a reach. Okay, here we go. Mr. AI, if you don't mind, can you say hello to all of our wonderful citizens out there in Oakland County that speak Hindi and make them feel welcome in Hindi?
Absolutely. Mr. AI cheerfully switches to Hindi. Namaste, हमारे सभी हिंदी बोलने वाले दोस्तों. हम आप सभी का यहाँ ओकलैंड काउंटी में दिल से स्वागत करते हैं और आपके आने की बहुत सराहना करते हैं. If you need any more greetings or anything else, just let me know.
We don't want to leave anyone out. Mr. AI, can you say a super big hello to all of our wonderful citizens out there in Oakland County and make them feel welcome?
Absolutely, Richard. Mr. AI turns up the warmth and says a super big hello to all our wonderful citizens out there in Oakland County. We want each and every one of you to feel incredibly welcome. Thanks for being here with us. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
We have a program that can transform Oakland County. There are 3 areas where we are looking to make an impact. We're going to teach the students how to tap into their creativity using generative AI. For the workers, we're going to teach them how to level up by using a concept we call augmented intelligence. For the citizens, we're going to teach them how to use AI as a partner to enhance their quality of life. Mr. AI, can you tell me what makes our program different and our workshops unique?
Absolutely. So what really sets our program and workshops apart is that we make them super personalized and totally unique for each group. We focus on hands-on AI experiences that are tailored to the participants' interests and needs. Each workshop is truly one of a kind. Plus, we bring in fun elements like AI hip-hop, interactive storybooks, and even a spin wheel for prizes to keep things engaging. So no two workshops are ever the same, and everyone gets a unique and memorable AI opportunity.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let's take a look at adaptive literary support. And I say that because reading is such a huge thing. Literacy is such a huge thing. Do we have any commissioners? Anybody? Let me see. I don't see an old friend, but I'm going to say Mrs. Commissioner Childs. Can you come up and help me out, ma'am, if you don't mind? Thank you. I really appreciate it. While Commissioner Childs is coming up to help us out, I want to say again, thank you to the wonderful team. If you come right on this side of me, ma'am, over here at Oakland County, Mr. Aaron and Mr. Andrew, and making sure we had everything we needed, took care of everything, so we could come up and present today. So we really appreciate that. And so what we want to look at here today is a AI tool called Gemini through Google. So it's going to be a different kind of a tool. And what we want to do, I'll go right here and I'll turn it right over to you. And so let's say, to save time, if you go ahead and jump on right now, can we say we're in the Halloween season? Is that correct?
Yes.
What about a storybook of let's go ahead and say a scary red dog in Oakland County, Michigan. This is called a personalized learning experience. The book or the education or the process can tailor itself or customize itself to the student's needs. And that sounds good, and we push that for a long. What does that really mean? If the student is in the 4th grade, but they may be reading on the upper level, in the 5th grade, we can up the book to a 5th grade level. Now, so we're here. What we want to go ahead and do is get AI activated. And so go ahead and hit this click right here if you can, ma'am. I think you can see AI is doing its processing, is doing its thinking. While we have a little bit of time, it's creating a storybook. Let me jump back over here so we won't have any dead time. Let me check in. You can see it's creating a storybook, so it should be popping right up. We'll come right here, and let me see. Mr. AI, while we're waiting here, do you know any really funny AI jokes?
Oh, absolutely. I've got a whole database of those. Here's a classic one for you. Why did the neural network break up with its data set? Because it found someone more current and couldn't resist an update. So there you go. A little AI humor to pass the time.
It's a nerd joke, but I thought it was kind of funny. So we'll jump back over here and check in with our AI and see how's the process coming along right here with our storybook. So it's still creating a storybook. It might take a few seconds. And so what it's doing now is actually creating up to a 10-page storybook. And again, we can tailor that up or down based off where our students are or where the adult is, or whoever the person that might be using the actual storybook. So I see it's still thinking right here. One of the things I like about the book also is that, oh, here's our book. Wow. Guess we're ready to go. So it's processing, it's coming up. It says the Auburn Mall of Oakland Woods. Is that some kind of dog or something like that? It looks like some type of dog. I hope we don't have that dog running around here in Oakland County, but we don't. It's for the theme for Halloween. And so since you created, I'm going to let you go ahead. And one of the things we want to do, and we can do, is we can change the voice of it. If you want a different type of voice, we can go ahead and switch that out. And again, we can tailor this book right here. Let's go ahead and say if this book was for, let's say, a 5th grader, and we wanted to be tailored for a 3rd grade class, we could go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and listen to the book first and see if it actually works. So can you click right here on listen for us?
Oakland Woods. Leo's new backyard ended where the deep woods began. The trees stood like silent, watchful giants. "Don't you go in there after sundown," warned his neighbor, Mrs. Gable, peering over the fence. "There's a dog in those woods, a big, mean, red one."
Can we go ahead and push
But
pause?
Leo had a mission.
We want to pause that because we want to be able to change the voice. Somebody said, you know what, that's great, but I want a different kind of voice. It's supposed to be able to tailor, right? Is that correct? Or let's go ahead and change that voice. Can you click that down button right there? Let's go to a lower pitch voice and go ahead and hit listen again.
But Leo had a mission. His best toy, the shiny Stardust Cruiser, had flown right over that fence and vanished into the shadows. It was his favorite. He absolutely could not leave it behind. As the sun bled orange and purple across the sky, Leo...
So the students are definitely going to be more engaged when it comes to reading because it's a different type of reading. We like to believe that the students are probably having a challenge maybe with reading because we're still reading the way we did 246 years ago. Instead of the way where we are now. So many things have changed since then. So with these digital books, again, we can cater them to the young person's or the student's need or the teacher's needs. We use Halloween because it was a good theme, but you can drop anything in there. It's up to 10 pages. And this is a pretty cool AI tool, we think at least. And so if we come out of here, what I'll do is back out to save us a little bit of time. We'll exit out of here. I'll exit out of here. This storybook's right here. And so what I want to do is say, can you write this for a, let's see, CO in a second grader. This is a good example of a prompt. It's how we communicate with AI. We'll go ahead and click and let's see if it's working. And there it is working. So it's going to bring not only the text down or the writing, but it's also going to bring the illustrations down to a second grade level. Now, we might need to go up also. We have some students that are being put up a grade, and we can move them up a level. Again, it's that customized learning experience for our young people. And then we believe, and evidence shows, in cities like Louisville, they're using it, where they've had a lot of success with these type of programs. And in the past, we couldn't do that because we simply didn't have access to AI. So it's definitely created another book, but at the same time, we'll leave it right here. You can share this book, so we can share with everyone. If we have some information we wanted to go out in Spanish maybe, in Hindi, in Arabic, in any of those languages, we had some information we wanted to get out to everybody in the county in a certain amount of time, AI could easily do that for us. So I want to thank Mrs. Charles for helping us out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's a good example.
Regular Gemini?
Huh?
Is this regular Gemini?
This is a paid version.
Okay.
And we still have some funding that you guys gave to us, and it's good that we did because this is a paid version, and that's how you get a free version, but you have a paid version also. So this is the paid version that we're on. So what we're going to look at now, let me see, I'll come right over here. It's going to continue to look at it. Has anybody here ever had to do a presentation? Last minute, your boss came in and said, I need the presentation tomorrow, and can you get it in? You're like, what? But you have to get it done. Anybody? So we're gonna come right over here. Mrs. Long, can you help us out, Commissioner Long, please? Thank you so much. You don't have to type. I'll type it for you. I want to make sure I have you up here. We're both old. We're old and young together. And then, so I just want to make sure my wording is right. So what we want to do here is we want to see if we can create a presentation. Because somebody who's really handy with their phone real quick, tell me how much time does it take to create an average presentation? Anybody? How much time? 1 hour? 2. Okay, he said 2 hours. He said 2 hours. We said we'll go with 2 hours. We'll go with 2 hours. So for our presentation here today, we're going to look at a separate tool, and it's called Gamma. Gamma has a free version also, but then we have our paid version. So the first thing we're going to do, can I get you to click on right here where it says Create New?
See, I told you I was too slow. You're gonna have to do it.
Okay. I'll jump right in.
I don't even use the mouse.
Okay.
I just use my other, so I'm like slow.
Right here. Okay, create new. Right from here, we'll go right in where it says create from notes. We'll go right here. We have it on presentation. You can go something for a web page, if you have a website, if you have a document or something for social media. We'll go right here and let's say something really good. Let's say
How to plant an apple orchard.
Bringing more jobs to OAKLA Oakland County, I think I spelled that right.
Yeah.
Michigan. So 1 sentence, that's all we need. It's 1 sentence for that. And then also, I did something wrong with Michigan, M-I-C-H. Okay, there we go. So let's give it 3 bullet points. And then, so how are we gonna bring in more jobs to Oakland County, Michigan, more people to work? Higher pay. 3 bullet points, higher pay, okay.
I have a question. Could you do Siri with that instead of type?
Instead of type, we could speak into Mr. AI. So we wanted to be able to see the process here. Okay. So for some people who are challenged, like myself, we're typing.
I am too. That's what I said. That's why I asked the question. Some other people too, because I thought it would be fair if you could speak into it.
Here we go. And then so you can if you have it. We don't have that one set up. That app set up quite yet. So higher pay. Let me see. More. Okay, transportation.
Yes.
Thank you, transportation. Let's go out of there where Mr. Bill was going to say transportation. Okay. And one more. Flexible schedules. Good restaurants. Somebody over here said what? More education. So we have training. Oh, no, we don't have the training. That's training, absolutely. Okay, so more training. Okay, we'll stop there. That's 3 because my time, I could tell already. Training. Oh, I forgot. We're here with everybody in charge. We can keep on going. Okay, 1 sentence. 3 dash marks, 3 bullet points. That's all we have. We're looking for a wonderful presentation, a professional type of presentation, not one that Mr. Bell would present or could present to the kids, right? The second graders, something you probably could show to your boss. So we're gonna click down here. We'll go right here. Now, you're gonna tell it what do you want to do. Summarize. We wanted to generate something for us. It's called generative AI. We'll come right here, and then we'll go to configure. It's working on generating our presentation for us. And then, so what happens is going to ask us, how many pages do we want? Somebody help me out. I can't help myself.
4.
4, 5. Let's go with 4. Can we go with 4? Somewhere in the middle. Okay, 4 or 5. Okay. So we'll go with 4. We'll go down here to 4. Should be 4 cards. You said we only have 1 sentence and 3 bullet points. It's going to generate the rest of it. It's called generative AI. Let's go ahead and generate it right now. Somebody said 2 to 3 hours possibly for the actual presentation. Bam. Here's our presentation right here. We want to upscale our workers, make them more efficient, and allow them to be more productive. How can we do that? By adding AI tools that'll let them get their work done faster. Now, I don't want to get my work done faster just so I can go do more work. That's not what it's about. They're talking about a 3-day work week and things like that through automation. And so somebody said 4 pages, so I like it so I can see how it's generating it, and we can move this around also. We can add videos, we can take things away. It says a certificate program. Somebody said more training over here, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at our wonderful presentation that Commissioner Long did over here. Commissioner Long, I'm gonna be honest with you. We normally do it, but it doesn't really work this fast. And so I know you bring the magic touch to it. So we have up here, bringing more jobs to Oakland County, Michigan. Now I'll just scroll down a little bit to save a little time. Higher wages, stronger community. Target 68,000, I don't know what that's for. 2,500 new jobs, that sounds reasonable. I think we can get that done in a year if we wanted to go. 15% wage increase, protected growth rate. We'll keep strolling down. Has some nice photos. We can take transportation. Who said transportation? Right here, we see a photo of that kind of transportation. Doesn't look like a regular bus, some kind of people mover or something like that. Expanded bus routes, employee partnerships, multiple modal options. So we'll keep moving down. Looks like a pretty good, but this is our presentation. Is this okay? Right. We always had to have a human in the loop. And the reason why, we used to think AI was actually telling a story. 54 years old in a month. I still can't say the L word. You wasn't supposed to say the L word, so I'll say tell a story. It's not telling a story. It's not a glitch in the system with AI. I was like, man, I can't wait till they fix this. It's called generative AI. It's just generating new information. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's generating new information. So as we look down here, we can cater these pictures. It says training day, workforce development. We talked about that. Skill assets, yada, yada, yada. Pretty decent presentation. Less than 2 minutes, is that correct?
Right, correct.
It definitely would you say that might make some people, if we had that training, a little bit more efficient or be able to get more presentations done? Probably, absolutely. And so that's why we're targeting the workers here in Oakland County, Michigan. We don't want the workers to go away. Some jobs will be displaced, absolutely. But people who have the AI skills, we want them to stay around. I like Mrs. Long and Mr. Spitz and everybody, so I want them to stay here, but we want to be able to get our job done more efficiently, and that's what we're working on here. So thank you so much, ma'am. That's the presentation. Now, let me see where we're at. Presentation. We did our presentation. Talked about that, Mr. Oh, here we go. I like this one. As we get ready to close up and finish up with our presentation here, I have something for Mr. AI. Mr. AI, what kind of impact, if any, could we expect if a program like this were brought to Oakland County, Michigan? And why would this matter to our community, our economy, and our future?
Absolutely. That's a fantastic question. Bringing a program like this to Oakland County could have a really meaningful impact for a few big reasons. First off, from a community standpoint, it's all about AI literacy and inclusion. When we empower residents, students, workers, everyday citizens with AI knowledge, they start to feel more confident and included in the digital world. They're not just watching technology happen, they're part of it. Economically, it's a huge win. When local businesses and workers learn to use AI tools, they can boost their productivity and find new opportunities. It's like giving everyone in the community a toolkit to stay competitive in a tech-driven economy. And for the future, it just sets the stage for long-term growth. Kids who get excited about AI today might become the innovators and entrepreneurs of tomorrow. So it really matters because it builds a stronger, more tech-savvy, and future-ready community right here in Oakland County.
Thank you, Mr. AI. We're not just talking about introducing new technology. That's not what we're doing here today. We're talking about transforming lives, building workforce readiness, and shaping Oakland County into a national model, I'll repeat that, a national model for AI literacy and communities innovation. We had to stop telling our young people you can be whatever you want to be. That's not true. I used to do that. I said we, I didn't say you. I'm not judging you. I like you. You on the same team. I used to be the same thing. You can be whatever you have the skill set for. That's what you can be. And we want to upskill our students, our workers, and our regular wonderful citizens. We have partnered with Oakland County in the past, and now we hope to partner with you to bring AI to every corner of Oakland County. I give to you, ladies and gentlemen, and the wonderful citizens of Oakland County, the AI lab. Thank you. I'll take any questions if you have them.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. We have time for a couple questions from commissioners. Commissioner Powell.
So we spoke briefly about this presentation, and you did let me know that in that literacy space with the book reading and like, doesn't this AI program also read back? It's like to help with the literacy with students who lack in that area where it reads back to them. So it's like a dialogue of, or do they have systems where it kind of help for a kid teaching them how to read though?
Absolutely. And so reading is about engagement. And then so kids are listening because I'm talking, or they're listening because they want to understand. And so they have ownership in that. Then they're going to listen for understanding. And then so even if it used to be, we used to have to throw the kids away. I said, I did the same thing. If we can't read, we can't move any further. There's nothing else we can do. Mr. Bell, we just take, no, we can't take a break. You got to learn how to read. That's the way I was taught. And then so that's not necessarily true. That students still have some value. If they can work alongside of us, Commissioner Long worked alongside of me, Commissioner Charles worked alongside of me with AI. AI didn't do it by itself. This is not the Terminator. It can't do it by itself. You can't do that. I can't do it with AI. So in partnership, working together, and then when you have ownership, something is yours, you're more interested in it. It's not that our students can't read or cognitively they have something wrong. It's not interesting to them. I didn't learn that way, so I didn't teach that way, but that's not how the kids are learning. So the book, and we gave a wonderful demonstration here today, it can recite itself. If a student needs a break, and I had 25 other students I used to teach, I can't stop necessarily and run over to him every time, but I can put the book on auto, he can keep reading on to him. I can go back and find out, he can read out loud, he can record, so he can say, where did he have some problems at? He's having problems with the vowels, Mr. Bill. We can go back again, that's that customized learning experience. They're using it in Louisville, and we always want to be with Mr. AI, driven by the database, evidence-based and driven by the data. There are communities out there that are using that. So for our literacy program, I think if we look at it and bring it out of the past 1900s and bring it into the 21st, 22nd century, we'll find out that more of our students are engaged. So when we went out last semester with the reading month, someone asked us to come out and do the reading, I think, for March. I said, we'll come out, but we're a tech place. We don't want to do a traditional book. Everyone does that. The kids kept saying, we want the magic book. We want the magic book. And then so I was taught to say, it's not magic, it's science, but I caught myself. And then I said, no, it's okay. They're excited about the book, which is a digital book, because they had some ownership in it and they took some part in it. And again, you saw here firsthand how the book can go back and tailor itself up. We don't always want to say down. All of our students not down. Some of our students need to go forward. They're bored. They need more challenging things. We can make it a little bit more challenging for them. And it can cater itself for that individual student. So not only with that, we can do that with our citizens. Because if I'm a citizen, I'm going to say, hey, Mr. Bill, that's great what you're doing with the kids, but I don't have any kids. I don't work anymore. I don't need to be upscale. I'm a regular, wonderful citizen. It's about quality of life. Isn't that right? I know I'm 54, I'm thinking about my quality of life now. And then, so how can we increase that quality of life? We gave an example of that about accessing county services. AI can help us to better access county services. We just talked about it in the presentation before. You can go to the wonderful museum, but people don't know about it. AI can help us with that. So thank you for asking that wonderful question.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. Any other questions? I think we're good. Another round of applause for Richard Bell. Thank you for the overview of the AI lab.
Thank you.
Next up, we have communications. So I'll call on the clerk. Do we have any communications this evening?
Mr. Chair, there are 3 communications tonight. The first dated October 30th, 2025 to the Oakland County Board of Commissioners. Please accept this letter as notification that I have exercised the authority granted to the chair of the board to approve grant applications in excess of $50,000 for the purposes of meeting a submission deadline. Due to the grantor deadlines in the board's grant submission process and calendar, it is not possible to submit the application for full board consideration in accordance with our normal procedures. I have authorized the submission of the following grant application: the National Fish Wildlife Foundation Southeast Michigan Resilience Fund for Oakland County Parks in the amount of $400,000. The grant application deadline was October 16th, 2025. Sincerely, David T. Woodward, Chair, Oakland County Board of Commissioners. Second, dated October 20th, 2025. Dear Mr. Woodward, this letter is to request the Oakland County Board of Commissioners confirm my appointment of Ken Tice as Director of Economic Development Corporation, EDC, of the County of Oakland. The appointment is for 6 years ending October 3rd, 2031. I urge the board's favorable and expeditious approval of this appointment, whose confirmation by the Board of Commissioners is required by Public Act 338 of 1974 and our EDC's Articles of Incorporation. Sincerely, David Coulter, County Executive. And finally, dated October 23rd, 2025, Dear Chairman Woodward, after many years of service on the Oakland County Jury Board, I would like to give someone else an opportunity to serve on this important body. I thank you for entrusting me with this responsibility. If I might be of future service, please let me know. Very truly yours, Daniel Quick.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clerk. Can I get a motion to receive the communications? Moved by Commissioner Miller, seconded by Commissioner Hoffman. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. 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 Opposed say nay. And let the record reflect that the communications are received unanimously. And this will now bring us to our first public comment of tonight's meeting. This is the opportunity for the public to comment on any items on the agenda, the consent and regular agenda. We have a second public comment to speak on any other topic under the sun, but the first public comment is reserved for items on the agenda. And I got a few people who signed up here, and I'll call on them. I just ask that when I call on you, come up to the microphone at the back of the auditorium here, direct your comments to me, the chair. We ask that you would keep your comments to 3 minutes so that everyone's afforded an opportunity to speak. And I will start with Nancy Poprowski from the great city of Royal Oak. Welcome.
Thank you. Nancy Poprowski, Royal Oak. I'm an activist, not a leader. I support justice for people, the environment, and freedom of speech. I depend on the people in government to know right from wrong. In this country and around the world, right from wrong is becoming a thing of the past. We depend on our leaders to disclose important information that might affect our daily lives. If our leaders have outside interests, whether in business or close relationships with other colleagues, this could affect how they look at things. Example, an official wants to appoint a friend or business associate to a committee. Shouldn't he let other officials know that there's a relationship? Disclosure can help prevent conflicts from occurring. This should also happen with business. Disclose from the absolute beginning if another business project might interfere in your government position. The project might benefit you and some of your friends that are also officials. If there is to be a vote, the people you partner with could be biased for your success and maybe should recuse themselves for ethics' sake. This would give the public a fair shake so they won't become victims to a bad project. It's very concerning that some officials wouldn't initially vote for better ethics in these very corrupt times. Kristen Nelson and Charlie Cavell, from the beginning, should have had 100% of the vote when asking for better ethics. It shouldn't have taken a suggestion from Dave Coulter to up morality. If anyone is uncomfortable about being honest, ethical, or transparent at their job, this should be a major concern to everyone. Maybe it's my fault for believing that government officials should have high standards. We are all human. We are all flawed and not free from fault. Part of the response from the county to Mr. Coulter's ethics reform is concerning. The commission responded, and I quote, "The Board of Commissioners stands ready to review and act on reform quickly." End of quote. Quickly? Where were 100% yes votes when Ms. Nelson and Mr. Cavell so honorably tried to reform it in the first place? It was also remarked the commission believes in the highest standards. End of quote. Good ethics should show high standards and should be practiced automatically, never an afterthought. Transparency must come at the very beginning, so not to have a conflict of interest. I'm asking Mr. Coulter if there have already or will be questionable or unethical business deals, some who have already questionably profited. What will you do for the victims who could lose their livelihood, safety, and quality of life due to already unethical offenses? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Popkowski. I'm just going to remind people, I mean, I let this one go because hopefully it will not be necessary at the end, but this is the time to talk about items on the agenda, and that
Okay, so I thought there was something about a contract with, say, Dolchic's or say, no?
No, that's okay.
Okay, I'm
But
sorry.
you didn't talk about that either, but that's okay. I let it go because like
Thank
we
you.
had a lot of presentations. So.
Okay.
Nancy,
I'm
it's good
tired, thank you.
It's good to see you, Nancy. Next up, Heather Ray. I'll wait for the second round? Okay. I think we can get through this stuff pretty quickly when we get there. Anybody else for the first public comment? Seeing none, I will close the first public comment, and that will move us to reports of standing committees. And first up is the consent agenda, where most of the items are being taken up this evening. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? Moved by Commissioner Loop, seconded by Commissioner Long. Any discussion on items on the consent agenda? See none. Mr. Clerk, will you please prompt the vote on the consent agenda?
Mr. Chair, there are 18 yeas, 0 nays.
Sufficient number voted in the affirmative. The consent agenda is adopted. This will move us to the regular agenda, and I'll call on the chair of the committee, Commissioner Yolanda Smith-Charles.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Regular agenda item under 15, Economic Development Infrastructure. I see there are 4 individual items. I was hoping to see if I
Take
can
them as a one?
Yes.
So Commissioner Smith-Charles moves items 15A, B, C, and D. These are all the agreements with our local community transit providers. They are generally structured the same, so I think it's appropriate to move them all together. So it's moved by Commissioner Smith-Charles, seconded by Commissioner Taylor. Any discussion? Commissioner Ginchel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd just like to make a friendly amendment since we're taking them up all together. It's in the same portion of the contract in section 18A, where we would, the friendly amendment is that we would move these from 1-year agreements to 3-year agreements. So in section 18A, it talks about the termination date being December 31st, 2026. I would amend that to say December 31st, 2028.
And you would do that for all 4 agreements?
For all of them, yes.
Moved by Commissioner Ginchel. Is there a second? Moved by, seconded by Commissioner Hoffman. Any discussion? Let me speak to this. I'm going to oppose the amendment. There's a lengthy conversation just prior to this meeting in the Economic Development Infrastructure Committee. We had an agreement that had gone through the process, and in the last week or so, concerns and issues about a finalized countywide plan were brought up, mostly because it's not finalized yet and it referenced it. And so language was developed working with the transit providers to work towards completion of that plan. Once we get completion of that plan, we need the agreement to work towards implementation of the plan. And so a 1-year agreement allows for in the next 3 to 5 months is what I'm told, the development of that transit plan for Oakland County for the areas of these incredible transit providers provide service or provide the transportation services. Once that plan is finalized and developed, then we can adopt a longer term agreement. Commissioner Ginchel.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. If I may, I appreciate those points. Just the counterpoint from my perspective and from input that we receive from directors of these entities like NODA is that having a 3-year term allows them to apply for grants, giving those grant providers assurance that they do have longevity here in Oakland County and that they have a contractual relationship with us beyond 1 year. And it also allows them to continue their statute in places like SIMCOG, et cetera, because of the duration of the agreement. So I appreciate what you're saying, but from my perspective, changing the term to 3 years doesn't hurt the process in any way and ultimately allows some flexibility to remain in their ability to apply for grants that require more than 1 year contract. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Ginjo. And I guess I would just remind commissioners that when we adopted the original language that voters of Oakland County adopted, that we actually wrote the providers in. And since the Oakland County Transit Millage is what funds all of these, they have that, and every grant, whether it's through the RTA, SMART, LBO, what have you, can be achieved. And Eli Cooper, our manager of our transit office, is always willing to offer that and show their support and funding for support. And so the concern that we won't be able to apply for grants, and we have a contract right now that's expiring at the end of this year. It has not stopped us from being able to continue to apply for grants. And so that's not a concern, and it was addressed by Mr. Cooper. And I am confident that we're going to get a transit plan developed and adopted soon. And after that, we're going to get a longer term agreement. But I would urge, again, we had a lengthy conversation. I would urge commissioners to reject this amendment so we can move forward, get the plan adopted, and go forward. Commissioner Cavell.
I don't mean to slow things down, but I'm not seeing the amendment. So can we, someone or print it?
The amendment basically just effectively changes the date from a 1 year contract that expires at the end of 26 to expiring at the end of 28.
Oh, okay, great. Then I would like to mention that what I worry about from talking to providers and hearing some of EDI is with a 1 year contract, if the plan, when it's done in 3 to 5 months, that leaves 7 to 9 months for transition with 1 year. So I worry about the majority seniors who take the short buses to use this service. What does that transition look like? Do we need a plan for the plan type thing? Is a year a long enough time to make sure that service isn't interrupted if there is a consolidation based on the plan that is yet to be done? So I think there's a lot of unknowns. So I think a 3 year plan would be good, as well as, and I thought this was going to be an amendment, so I was deferring to the Republican colleagues, more seats at the table. So, right, I had heard from the transit providers that they feel like they're not part of the conversations. And I thought Brendan had said that he was going to try and table this.
It is not being tabled.
I'm kind of confused at why we're still talking about this.
We're talking about an amendment.
Yep, but
it's not being tabled.
We're talking about tabling it.
No.
I thought Brendan.
Are you done talking about the amendment? Commissioner Cavell, are you done talking about the amendment?
Okay, I like
Thank
the
you.
3 years then.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Nay. I haven't even called the vote yet. Mr. Clerk, please prompt the vote on the Ginjal amendment.
Mr. Chair, there are 9 yeas, 9 nays.
A, insufficient number voting in the affirmative. The amendment fails. That brings us back to the main motion. Commissioner Nelson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to acknowledge the comments that were made by several local leaders during the EDI meeting held this afternoon who felt like their voices and participation were left out of the process of these recent transportation agreements. I hear you, and I respect you. Every community deserves a seat at the table, especially on decisions that directly impact safety, access, and mobility for our residents. And I hope that as we move forward into the future, because this seems to be a well too common theme this term, that I hope that we can do better so that all voices feel that they are a part of the process and have a seat at the table. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Nelson. Commissioner Markham.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It is, in my understanding, and I've dug into this quite a bit in the last few days, but also I've been following it. I've shown up to many of the meetings that and the Zoom calls that have been happening. To say that the providers were not part of the conversation until very late is not true. There's been a monthly meeting that all of us have been invited to, and the last EDI meeting, which was last week, all of this passed. None of this was brought as a problem until after it had already gone through committee. There were 2 items that, that needed to be discussed, and they were. And we're down now to this last question of the length of time, but I think it's disingenuous to say that the work has not been done. Mr. Cooper's been meeting, and his team has been meeting with them. We have a chair of our ad hoc committee that has been doing a great deal of work. So, yeah, it's unfortunate there was a bit of a hiccup here, and I think we all want to promote our local transit and bring this into an even better program going forward. I'm really proud of how much it's expanded in the 3 years since we passed the millage. I think this is a small item. I think we all are trying to work together. That's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Markham. Commissioner Smith-Charles?
Oh, I was saying Commissioner Johnson had a hand raised.
Commissioner Johnson.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, and much appreciation to my colleague, Commissioner Markham, for those comments. This has been a very frustrating week for this particular issue. I was really looking forward to celebrating another good contract period with our providers, and I'm frustrated that all this had happened because, yeah, I mean, for months we've been working on this. For over a year, we've known that this was coming up. For months, I know that our staff has been working on this, and I'm sorry that this is a last-minute hiccup, but you'll recall in our transit meeting when this was passing unanimously, I did look to all of you and I said, we're good, right? And no one said anything, and that's fine. It's fine that we did come up with a hiccup in the language, and I want to work on that. And the validity of the plan not existing and using the future tense when you should have used past tense. Totally get that, absolutely get that. And I'm committed to making sure that we are accommodating of the plan when we have the plan, all that capital P. But to say that we're rushing anything or that folks weren't at a table is completely disingenuous and frankly really rude to imply to staff, to so many public servants who are just trying to do good public service. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Cavell, followed by Commissioner Hoffman.
I am relaying a message, so I don't mean to be disrespectful or sound disingenuous. So first, forgive me, Commissioner Johnson and Commissioner Markham, if it sounds rude, but what I am to understand is that the consultant who is doing this plan has left the participating NOTA, WOTA, OPC, and People's Express. They feel like they're not heard or a part of the process. Now, perhaps now I'm just stepping in something that's not my business, but if it was worthy enough for someone to talk to me about it and ask me about it and call me ahead of time and ask me to say something about it, then I think it's something that we ought to address in a calm, cool, collected way, because we're all just trying to work together, which again, I think part of the intention behind the delaying or expanding this contract is to say, let's simmer down, let's work together on what it is that some people feel like they're not being heard to be able to do, because ultimately the goal is to make sure that people in Oakland County have great transit and lots of options, no service interruptions, and good service. So if that means taking another couple of years of slow, diligent planning to do it right the first time, I'm okay with that. And I apologize for being the bad messenger, but I think people feel unseen and unheard, and I think that's genuine.
Thank
So
you,
let's
Commissioner.
respect that.
Thank you, Commissioner Cavell. Commissioner Hoffman.
Thank you, Chairman Woodward. It's not very often that we all agree upon one thing, and I think the thing we're agreeing upon now is that the LSPs should all have a seat at the table. So I'd like to add an amendment that formalizes that. I mean, it was said at the EDI meeting a couple hours ago. We've all said it in here. We all agree that they should be at the table. So I'd like to add an amendment then that says, in fact, the LSPs will all have a seat at the table. They'll be part of the negotiations, and we'll live happily ever after.
Commissioner Hoffman moves
So
that
that's
amendment.
motion.
Is there Commissioner Nelson seconds? I'm going to rule that amendment out of order. The item before us is the operations, the overall agreement with our providers. It's not the plan itself. In fact, we we actually adopted the language that the providers put forward to basically take the plan, any reference to the plan out of it, other than we're going to be working together on this. And the subsequent agreement will be one that we're going to work together to implement the plan. Over the next, again, I hope it's closer to 3 rather than 5 months, a plan will be worked in collaboration. Everyone's committed to it. Our entire transit staff has been meeting. The consultant, in fact, I hear this argument that the consultant hasn't been meeting with or hasn't been taking feedback or what have you. And I'm going to get a list of how many meetings actually have happened, and I'm going to pass it. I mean, make sure you all have it. There has been a lot of conversations. The very last piece is the implementation, which I understand was, I haven't seen any of it, was distributed about a month ago. And it's engendered a lot of questions and everything, and so we're pausing. We're going to work towards developing a plan. We'll come back. We will then, at that point, see the plan, and then we'll work towards adopting it. So I would argue, Commissioner Hoffman, it is actually happening. But the amendment's non-germane to these contracts that are before us, so that we can continue, so that we can fund the contracts for transit service in those areas. Commissioner Hoffman.
Thank you. It sounds like we agree with each other, that we're all working together. I just want to formalize it so they all have a seat at the table.
How about,
we're all part of the negotiation.
If you'll indulge me, I'll do it one better. Commissioner Cooper, I don't need to put, Commissioner Cooper. Mr. Cooper, our transit manager of our Oakland Transit Office, can you, for the entire commissioners, could you come to this mic, and I'm going to break protocol because I don't usually do this. Can you assure every commissioner that Oakland Transit, our transit office, will be working in close collaboration with every one of our service providers?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, I'm Eli Cooper, the transit manager. The 4 service providers received the copy of the implementation section for local implementation, not countywide implementation, about a month ago. Upon receipt of it, they had raised concerns. We asked for them to be clear and to write down their concerns. Meeting was held with just the providers and the consultant. Those materials were forwarded in a timely manner by the providers to the contractor, who said, in order for us to respond to this, we need a contract amendment and additional resources and time, which are available based on the board's approval from a year ago. At this point in time, the contractor is working through over 200 separate comments that have come from the local providers, and we have a schedule sometime in mid to late November, depending on when the materials are complete and ready for review by the local providers. So the information that we've received from them is currently under review, and it's some is comments that are being heard and will be reported as comments. Others are resulting in modifications to the document that are to be forthcoming because this work is happening in real time. We will continue to coordinate with the providers. Once the material is available, be circulated to them. We will then have a meeting again with the project team and the providers. Assuming that we receive a consensus on that document, we'll then be bringing it forward to the Transit Committee and others for further consideration and ultimately to frame the future of the Oakland Transit program.
Thank you. Commissioner Hoffman, is that formal enough?
I think if they had a seat at the table where they could equally participate, I'm not sure that's what's happening.
Commissioner Hoffman, that's exactly what he just said.
Well,
okay.
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner
Yes,
Bindor.
thank you. So I don't want to belabor it. I mean, the biggest thing to me is I think there seems to be a disconnect in communication. I hear Eli, I appreciate him. So it's just maybe being more conscious, because my understanding, even though I haven't seen it, but it sounds like the consultant's been driving the bus for the most part here. And when providers see things like we might go from 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1, I think there starts becoming a layer of concern and distrust perhaps, and that might be driving a lot of this. So I know that those entities were written in the millage language that the citizens of Oakland adopted. I'm not an attorney, but it would seem to be difficult for anybody to eliminate them since the citizens voted to give their money to specific entities listed. But I think this is probably a core thing that might be helpful for us to just define and answer, and I think it might help the rest of the process to smooth out, in my opinion.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you for indulging me.
Thank you. Commissioner Cavell.
Thank you, Chair. Again, not to put you on the spot, Eli, I'm sorry. But as Eli indicated, there were over 200 comments that the consultant and the team is currently working through, anticipated to be done in early December. So this feels like there are a lot of unanswered questions. And again, these contracts don't go until January 1. We can keep it at a year. I suggest we just table this until the December board meeting, simmer down, figure out more answers to these questions that remain unanswered. So I'd like to make a motion to table this till the December board meeting. Postpone or, well, yeah, whatever.
Moved by Cavell, seconded by Nelson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Nay. Mr. Clerk, will you prompt the vote on postponing the item till December?
I think that's dangerous. Mine came up and then it disappeared.
Yeah, twice.
Did it pop up?
Smith Charles is no. Mr. Chair, you have 6 yeas, 12 nays.
An insufficient number voting in the affirmative, the motion fails. It brings us back to the main motion. I think we've talked about this enough. I think it's time to call the question, or not call the question. Mr. Clerk, will you please prompt the vote on the adoption of items 15A, B, C, and D?
Mr. Chair, there are 16 yeas, 2 nays.
A sufficient number voting in the affirmative. The contracts are approved. Commissioner Smith Charles.
Mr. AI, is there? No, I'm just kidding. This concludes my portion of the agenda. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I will call up the Chair of the Legislative Affairs and Government Operations Committee, the Chair, Commissioner Brendan Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There are 2 items today on the regular agenda for the report from the Legislative Affairs and Government Operations Committee. Mr. Chair, I would like to, okay, yes, good. First, recommend on behalf of the Legislative Affairs and Government Operations Committee, the reappointment of Jamel Haig to the Building Authority for a 3-year term beginning January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2028.
Moved by Commissioner Johnson, seconded by Commissioner Miller. Any discussion? See none. Mr. Clerk, please prompt the vote.
Commissioner Smith Charles votes yes. There are 18 yeas, 0 nays.
A sufficient number voting in the affirmative. The appointment is confirmed. Commissioner Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Legislative Affairs and Government Operations Committee also recommends the following board actions. To reappoint Lola Banks as citizen representative. Can I do them all at the same time?
Yeah.
Christine Long, Commissioner, and N. Erickson Galt, Commissioner, to the Parks and Recreation Commission, all for 3-year terms beginning January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2028.
Moved by Johnson, supported by Smith Charles. Any discussion? Seeing none. Mr. Clerk, please prompt the vote on the confirmation of the appointments.
Would you like to divide the question and
Mr. Chair, there are 18 yeas, 0 nays.
A sufficient number voted in the affirmative. The reappointments to the Parks and Recreation Commission are confirmed. Commissioner Johnson.
That concludes the report of the Legislative Affairs and Government Operations Committee.
All right, thank you very much. This now moves on to new and miscellaneous business. And I'll recognize Commissioner Smith Charles.
Thank you, Chair. Item 17A.
Yes.
Please refer this to Finance. Do you need me to say more? I'm a little rusty.
Oh, no. Referred to Finance without objection.
Okay.
Yes. Commissioner Cavell.
I have a resolution directing the release of the Miller Canfield report on the ZadeLogix contract to the Oakland County Board of Commissioners and the public. And I'd also ask if anyone would be willing to get a second for the suspension of the rules to take this up now in light of recent events. Commissioner Spitz can talk more too.
You're making a motion to suspend the rules?
Yes, please.
Moved by Commissioner Cavell, seconded by Commissioner Nelson. My Republican counterpart reminded me last time that I was overly generous on discussion about suspension of the rules. It is a non-debatable motion. So the motion been made to suspend the rules. Mr. Clerk, will you please prompt the vote on suspension of the rules? It reads the resolution, blah, 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 but this is a motion on suspension of the rules. Oh, it is written there. Never mind. I apologize.
Mr. Chair, there are 7 yeas, 11 nays.
And insufficient voting in the affirmative, the motion to suspend the rules is denied. Commissioner Cavell.
Okay, I have another resolution that over the last few weeks I've been working on with Forgotten Harvest to create an appropriation in light of the pending food emergency that 150,000 Oakland County families face starting on Saturday. Even with state and federal action, there is and currently stands to be 150,000 families that will go hungry this year in Oakland County. So if nothing gets better, that still is a fact. If things keep getting worse, it will be worse. So this is an appropriation for Forgotten Harvest for $1 million. I'd welcome any amendments to change any dollar amount. And I'd like to take that up for immediate consideration in light of the pending food crisis.
A motion for to suspend the rules.
Support.
Seconded by Commissioner Nelson. That's a non-debatable motion. Mr. Clerk, will you please prompt the vote on suspension of the rules?
Mr. Chair, there are 6 yeas, 12 nays.
And insufficient voting in the affirmative, the motion fails.
I'd like it to be referred to LAGO committee.
It's
or
referred
PHS, whichever you
referred
think is
to Public Health and Safety.
Great.
All right, that will bring us to, I think those are only 3 items, that bring us to announcements. Commissioner Lubes.
I have sad news from the city of Troy, the longest standing mayor in
Is your mic on, Commissioner?
Yes. The longest standing mayor in Troy, Jean Stein, died earlier this week. She was well loved. Park has been in Troy was named after her. She worked in Clawson Schools for 33 years as a counselor and a teacher. Just a well-loved person who was a role model for all of us. So I'd like everyone to be aware that a prominent leader in Troy has left us.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Lubes. Any other announcements? Commissioner Cavell, followed by Commissioner Miller.
Hi, fellow commissioner friends. I thought you guys wouldn't vote to suspend the rules, so I have a letter drafted to the Attorney General's Public Integrity Unit that I'd love all of you to co-sign if you'd like. that I'm requesting an independent review of the Oakland County ZadeLogix contract and subsequent investigation, which, if we'll recall, was found by our own paid counsel and county corporation counsel to have violated state law. So, if you want to sign this, come see me after. I've gotten a couple signatures already. I'll be sending this to the AG's office tomorrow. Thank you.
Commissioner Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Some of us know, I'm sure everybody knows Victoria Kleinfeld. She's a senator. She was a county commissioner. Her dad passed away yesterday during session. So if you just keep her in your prayers and thoughts.
Thank you, Commissioner Miller. Any further announcements? Commissioner Smith-Charles.
Mr. Chair, the city of Southfield and those who knew and loved Mr. Lloyd Cruz are also in mourning. Mr. Cruz served for over a decade on the Southfield City Council and was very magnanimous in regards to education, part of the OCC community, and many hearts are heavy today due to Mr. Cruz's passing, and I believe his services are this Sunday and Monday at Kemp Funeral Home, I believe. And if that's the incorrect funeral home, don't quote me, but certainly we do send our warm wishes to his family in this time of bereavement.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other announcements? Commissioner Ann Erickson-Galt.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to remind the public that we are in the middle of municipal elections, and early voting is open in your communities, and it's open through Sunday, and Election Day is Tuesday, and I encourage everybody who hasn't yet to get out and vote. As someone who's served on a municipal body, it truly is the one form of government that touches all of our lives in a very personal and direct way. And so who serves on your council or your township board is incredibly important, and so everybody should exercise their right to vote.
Thank you very much. I got Commissioner Miller and Commissioner Smith-Charles.
Thank you. Just want to say happy Angels Night and happy Halloween tomorrow.
There we go. Thank you. Commissioner Smith-Charles.
Yeah, I found my memorial note here, and so it's Clora Funeral Home for Mr. Cruz's family, and again, that service is Monday at 10:30 a.m., funeral 11. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I think that concludes the announcements, and so we'll move on to our second public comment. This is the opportunity for people, members of the public, to come and speak on any item. I'm going to start with Heather Ray, but if anyone else signed up, someone will bring that sheet to me. Heather, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Good to be here this evening. My name is Heather Ray. I'm the CEO of Common Ground. We are a crisis services provider here in Oakland County. We have been in existence for almost 55 years, and we are a pillar of this community. Many of you have experienced our services, been involved in some way with our organization. So I wanted to bring this to you because I'm very concerned that OCHN has decided that in addition to their provider network management responsibility, they also intend to be a service provider, which is a conflict of interest and something the state is trying to address with their PIHP RFP that's going on. So I wanted to bring this to your attention because it's really important to know that OCHN has no experience delivering crisis services, and to decide that that is what they're going to do, I think is presumptuous, that these are just easy services to deliver, and they are not. They're 24/7 operation, and it's important for you, I believe, because the Resource and Crisis Center is located on your county complex. And so it impacts not only the community, it impacts this Board of Commissioners, and you have a say, you have power in this decision that they have made, and I'm asking you to exercise that power. I want to bring up that this isn't the first service that OCHN has decided to directly deliver. They have been taking services from providers slowly over the past couple of years now. Most recently, earlier this year, the transportation contracts that were administered and coordinated by the providers who used the transportation service on behalf of the people that they were serving was brought in-house to OCHN. It was a debacle. A lot of public comment, a lot of community outcry about this. In fact, I got a call from one of our representatives, state representatives, saying, what's going on in Oakland County? Thinking that maybe I could shed some light on this. It's not gone well, despite their claims that it has. And then 90 minutes of public comment at a OCHN board meeting a couple months ago of citizens of Oakland County outraged by taking services from an organization called Community Living Services, which is a very well-known organization in Oakland and in Wayne County. And that 90 minutes of public comment was, again, describing the debacle that has occurred from OCHN having no experience delivering services, bringing those services in-house. So I would ask you to be aware of this, and what they're passing out here is propaganda. I wish this were true. It is not. And I think we all have to be concerned about what's to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else that would like to speak during public comment? We're going to have Dana speak.
Good evening. Dana Lassenby, I'm the CEO for Oakland Community Health Network, OCHN, and I'm going to read my statement because I don't want to miss any pertinent facts. But again, thank you for this opportunity to speak to you. In light of Michigan Department of Health and Human Services' decision to procure the PIHP system, we are preparing for this process. The potential fiscal and operational impact it may have on the public behavioral health system is devastating. OCHN has made the strategic decision to directly assume responsibility for the delivery of crisis services within our community. I'm not going to dispute or talk about what Ms. Ray has spoke to, but I will provide facts in a further presentation to this board. This decision really does reflect our unwavering support to ensure the continuity of essential life-saving services for the residents of Oakland County. As our organization faces the possibility of operating only with a fraction of our current PIHP budget, our CMHSP contract with the state allows us to provide services directly, and many of us have lengthy experience, 30+ years of doing so. We must take proactive steps to preserve our role in the community public behavioral health system as its safety net. By integrating crisis services under our direct operation, we are reinforcing system stability, protecting access to care, which I spoke to many times in this forum, and maintaining our readiness to respond to individuals and families in urgent need. Furthermore, this action aligns with our statutory obligation as a state-sanctioned crisis provider under the Michigan law. It ensures that our organization remains compliant with state requirements while upholding the principles of access, accountability, community partnerships that define our mission. We recognize that this transition is very significant, but they are guided by clear purpose to protect the integrity of the public system and remain faithful to the people we serve. We remain committed to collaborating with our community partners, law enforcement, healthcare providers, and county leadership to ensure a seamless transition and continue to focus on a high-quality, person-centered crisis service. OCHN will continue to communicate and be transparent with this board and our stakeholders in its community. Together, we'll safeguard the services and supports that form the foundation of our community's behavioral health safety net. And I just want to add, part of what this board heard earlier, and I know my time is running, is a support of you in a proclamation or resolution to the state. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry. No.
Are you sure? Okay. Sheila Bear, OCHN. I also want to clarify, I was the lead in the transportation initiative, and I want to clarify, OCHN did not take over transportation, or we do not facilitate transportation. What happened in that initiative is we removed an administrative layer and directly brought in contracts for transportation. Our transportation providers such as NODA, WODA, SMART, public transportation, and direct service providers still are conducting the transportation, but we're directly contracting with them now. We're not contracting with a core provider to facilitate that contract. So I just wanted to provide the clarification.
Thank you very much. Now the floor is yours.
Well, I have nothing to say about this controversy here, but I do want to say this. I feel strongly, based on this meeting, that we have got to do a better job of informing the public what actually is going to be discussed at this meeting. You guys represent us. I printed my agenda faithfully midday, and this whole transit thing, which I don't understand because I have no backup documentation on it, that went on today, I've got no idea what was going on. Now, you know what? I'm putting forth the effort to come to this meeting. I should have a legit agenda. So I guess if you guys change the agenda or add something into the regular agenda, I would appreciate it if you all put it on a piece of paper and hand it to the public. There's not a massive amount of public here to hand it to. So you could just hand it, out, and then we could know what's being discussed, and even if we have a little bit of background on it, that would be great. Now, a couple of things, I've solved some massive problems. 150,000 people going hungry from Oakland County, that's a big problem. It can easily be resolved like it has been for years and years, and all that takes is for you to get on the phone and contact your Democratic representatives in Congress and tell them to vote for the clean continuing resolution. Clean means the Republicans didn't try to put extra stuff in there. What it means, and this is how it's always been handled. However, the Democrats feel they're going to get this as an extra bargaining chip. Well, you know what? You don't negotiate at this time. You negotiate after you keep the government open. And it was the Democrats that were saying, oh, we got to keep the government open. And the Republicans each time voted to continue with the government open. All you have to do is do that now. Okay, now, that wasn't really what I wanted to say. You know what? I read this very day, AI is going to eat our brain. And the author made a very good point. And that very good point is, I really have a dry mouth right now. But very quickly, the point he made was he bought Cliff Notes to do book reports when he was in high school. And he missed the emotional connection that the actual reading of the book would have. What I'm saying is this. I'm all for using the AI to help the kids learn how to read, but that second part about people doing presentations in 30 minutes, that has no use in the business world, because we all know AI can lie, too. Okay, that's it.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Seeing none. And this is one reason I'm not generally a fan of county commissioners speaking, because I would love this discussion going back and forth. But we'll do it back home. Seeing no further, I'm going to close the second public comment. We're going to stand adjourned till November 13th, 2025, or a call of the chair. Everyone drive safe.